Bonjour, hi. Today it is reset time, so we're doing a June reset, you guessed it. I introduced this concept last month for the month of May. I did a May reset because I saw people doing it on YouTube and I thought that it resonated with the type of content I like to create. So we're here for a second time in a row, for a second month in a row, and we're doing a June reset. So without further ado, let's jump right ahead. If we go back in time and take a look at the month of May, it was a pretty sensational month for me. To be completely honest and transparent with you, I lived my best life for the month of May. I had so much fun. I saw so many people. I did so many activities. I went to events. I went to live concerts. I just enjoyed life so much that it was such a nice month for me. Even though the weather was not on our side for most part of it, it was very like fluctuating and unclear, but I still got to enjoy the month of May. So with all of that being said, I did still have to pick one highlight, and it came down to my weekend in Toronto. I went with my sister to Toronto for a whole weekend, and it was just so fun, so lovely, and I had it planned for a while. Initially, the thing that brought me to Toronto was one of my favorite artists, who is James Bickery. He's not independent anymore, but he's a British artist, British R&B artist, great music. I discovered him on The Color Show about like 4 or 5 years ago, and I became obsessed with his music very quickly. And as soon as he announced that he was coming to Toronto, I had to book tickets. He didn't announce any date for Montreal, so the natural thing for me to do was go to Toronto to see him. And it happened to be the same weekend of my sister's birthday, so we got to celebrate. It was just an overall very lovely weekend. I vlogged everything, and if you haven't seen it already, I posted a kind of a recap, really, a vlog of that whole weekend. It gives you a good idea of how my sister and I interact together and how it was just so fun. So that was definitely my highlight, though I have to mention that I had so many highlights this month, but I had to pick only one, so that was it. If we take a look at challenges, one of the biggest challenge I had to go through this month was regarding my professional life. I officially announced that I was going freelance, that I'm now a freelancer. I did it. I was so uncertain of what decisions I wanted to make regarding my professional life, but then after thinking about it, after having a bunch of conversations with my close ones, it was the right thing to do. I felt it in my gut. I knew it all along, but I just wanted to make sure that I was taking the right decision for myself, and it was the best decision that I could have taken. So many things are still moving and changing, but I truly feel like that was the thing for me to do. But it is very challenging at the same time because I'm by myself. I don't have any like security in terms of clients and income. That's definitely the hardest part, but also I get to be free. I get to work on projects that really interest me, and yeah, overall it's a pretty positive thing, but it's definitely been very challenging to actually take that leap of faith, and here I am. Another challenge, or should I say maybe more like a realization, was that if you don't know, I stopped drinking alcohol for 30 days, and it kind of overlapped on the beginning of May, so it was from mid-April to mid-May, and I did a whole video dedicated to that. I did like a coffee talk about it, and it just has made me realize so many things, one of which was that I don't like drinking alcohol that much, and I've started drinking again here and there occasionally, like during social events, and I honestly, I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like the feeling of it. Recently, I went a little too far with my alcohol consumption, and then I made decisions. It was not a good moment for me. And kind of related to that, but not directly, but kind of, is I've realized I'm surrounded by amazing people. My family, my friends, the people I meet are just so respectful, so supportive of what I do, and I've just been so appreciative of that. And especially for the past month, I feel like I've been surrounded by love, and I'm so grateful. So, see, I told you it was a good month. Now, if we take a look at the goals that I had set for myself for the month of May, the first one was to work out more consistently, which I haven't achieved. I've just been so busy with life, with events, with projects, with work, kind of, that I haven't had, no, I've had the time to, I just didn't take the time to, if that makes sense. So that goal has not been achieved during May, but the second goal I had set for myself was to have a plan for my professional life, which I now do. So that one was accomplished, that one was achieved, and in all fairness, I think that that was the main one. That was the one that I was the most, not afraid, but the one that I wanted to put my focus on more. So it's accomplished. So that's a victory, even though I failed the other one. But that's okay, you know? It's part of life, it's part of learning, it's part of becoming a better human. Moving on to the fun part, which is books and music. What I've been reading for the month of May was Everything I Know About Love, and I actually finished the book, which was kind of a goal I set for myself as well. Not officially, but I briefly mentioned it at the end of last month's, reset. I did end up finishing it, so hooray. And I cried because it hit a little too close to home, which is good. And I actually really enjoyed it. I hold this book very close to my heart now, even though reading it was it was not hard because it was a good book. However, as I mentioned it in last month's video, and as I've just said now, it hit very close to home. I could relate to certain thought and certain things that happen in this book, and it just made me very emotional. And it was a good read, but it was difficult and it was emotional, but I loved it so much. Speaking of good read, if you would like to follow me on Goodreads, I'll have the link below so you can follow along my reading journey. I set a goal for myself of reading 15 books for this year. I'm currently at 5. Slowly but surely, that's my motto. So having that one completed, I had to start a new one. So I started the first volume of Le Vide by Patrick Sénécal. I love Patrick Sénécal. I've read a few books of his. I've read the 7 jours du Talion. I've read what's the other one? Alice. I've read a few other ones, I think. Anyway, I just love his writing. Originally, I wanted to read like a little lovey-dovey romance fiction something, but then I looked at that one and I picked it up. So my plan is to finish volume 1 for the month of May and possibly start volume 2 because it's divided in 2 volumes. I believe it is available in only like one book, but I have volume 1 and volume 2. So that's my plan for June. As for music, I think it is no surprise that I've been listening to James Vickery ahead of the show because I wanted to be prepared. Although I know most of his songs, but I wanted to really like get the groove and hype myself up to be ready for the show. And I'd say that I've listened to pretty random music. Other than James Vickery, it was super random, so it's not really worth mentioning it, but James Vickery was definitely up there for the month of May on Spotify for me. And then lastly, for the month of May, I've had a couple of favorites. So I'm gonna share them with you. This. Do I need to say more? every time I've worn this in my hair, I've sprayed it, whether that was after showering and my hair being damp or like to freshen up my curls the day after. I've always, I kid you not, I've always received a compliment saying that I smell good. Cause it just smells that good. When I spray this in my hair, I don't wear perfume because I don't need to, because this just does it for me. It does it all. If you don't have that product already, you're missing out, honestly. At first when you spray it, it kind of smells like, I compare it to lemon pie almost, because it's very sweet, but it still has like that acidic scent, that like sour scent that lemon has. But once it dries down, it blooms into like almost vanilla, very sweet. There's like a little oat creaminess in the background. It just is a beautiful scent. It is very powerful, like it smells strong, but I love anything that smells strong. I love being told that I smell good. So for me, it's a win. Whoever created this at Lush, I love you. Skin wise, my skin has gone a little crazy, especially at the end of the month. I think it was stress, I was traveling, so I had a lot of blemishes and big pimples around my mouth, like on my chin area, and I think you can still see a little bit of scarring around here if you take a proper look. But what has rescued my skin in the past days was this line by Ducré. It's the Carasnil. I still don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but it's this one here. So at night I would apply the serum, then the anti-blemish cream, then I would put on the hydrating cream, I guess. Yeah, it's a cream all over my face, and then I would spot treat with this Spot Care drying gel. And this has just saved my skin completely. It rescued it without having it being too dry. So it's a beautiful line. It's really good, honestly. It's really good. So that is good. Those were definitely up there in my favorites this month. Moving forward to June, there are a couple of things that I'm very looking forward to. There are a bunch of events I'm going to again. I'm starting a new contract, so I signed my first ever contract, which is coming up shortly. So I'm very excited about the month of June. I have some family time planned. I have some friends I want to see that I have plans with. So I think it will be another very, very busy month, but a good month as well. As for the goals that I want to set for myself, let's put back the working out consistently one that I set for myself last month that I did not achieve. So let's put it back up here for the month of June. The thing is, I had worked out. I did work out in May, but just not consistently. So I went on a few runs, I did a few workouts here and there, but it was very like, yeah, it was not consistent. So for June, let's be consistent. Let's settle on 2 times a week. Let's work out for at least 2 times a week. It's not, I think it's realistic. It's not super intense, but it's still like I have to do it and I have to plan it. So, and then the second goal I would like to achieve this month is to sign another client. So as I said, I have signed my first client, but I would like to secure another one. So let's put it out there. There are a few opportunities here and there, but I want to like secure it, if that makes sense. So that's the second goal for the month of June. Let's stick with only 2 goals for the month of June, because as I said, I plan on having a very busy month. So setting myself too many goals would just not be very realistic and would just be like a burden. So let's stick with those 2. I think they're good enough, right? Let's do that. And lastly, to wrap it all up, I would like to end this with a manifestation, just like I did last month. I think that's gonna be how I end this. I want to manifest meeting new friends or meeting new people that I truly connect with. Because I have this feeling that putting myself out there and going to so many events just gives me a lot of opportunities to meet new people and to make new connections. So I just want to manifest like a very nice friendship or meeting someone and just creating a bond with someone. Is that weird? I don't care. That's my manifestation for the month of June. I manifest meeting someone, whether that's a friend or that's a dating prospect. I don't care. I just want to meet someone new. So on that lonely note, I think I'm gonna just end this here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Hopefully I made a little difference in your day today. And if you would like to make a difference in mine, you know what to do. I hate saying those words, but subscribe, like, hee. And I'm going to wish you a happy month of June and une bonne journée.